आपको एक बार नहीं लगी?
Oh, how are you catching? It's indispensable. How are you catching?
कलसी जी कहते हैं कि मैंने सब
Oh, thank you very
अभी तक आप ले ही गई घूम रहे थे।
मैंने कहा सब फ्री हूँ तब आराम से।
Honorable Mr. Justice Suryakant, Judge, Honorable Supreme Court of India, Honorable Miss Justice Manjari Nehru Kaul, Judge, Honorable High Court of Punjab and Haryana, Honorable Miss Justice Alka Sareen, Judge, Honorable High Court of Punjab and Haryana, Honorable Judges, Honorable Miss Justice Daya Chaudhary, President, Punjab State Consumer Disputes Redressal Commission, respected Dr. Ami Yajnik, former President All India Federation of Women Lawyers, respected Ms. Hemlata Mahishi, President All India Federation of Women Lawyers, respected Ms. Sheila Anish, founder President All India Federation of Women Lawyers, Ms. Ritu Punj, President Punjab and Haryana Federation of Women Lawyers, Dr. Kanu Sharma, Secretary Punjab and Haryana Federation of Women Lawyers, respected senior advocates, women advocates and members of All India Federation of Women Lawyers who have graced the occasion from all over India, students, ladies and gentlemen, a splendid good morning to all of you. With great pleasure and honor, I welcome you all on behalf of Punjab and Haryana Federation of Women Lawyers to this conference dedicated to the dynamic discourse of work-life balance, a gendered perspective tailored for women in legal profession. Today, we all embark on a journey to explain and explore the nuanced interplay between the professional excellence and personal fulfillment, delving into the unique challenges and triumphs faced by women lawyers in particular. May I now request Ms. Ritu Punj, our worthy President, and Dr. Kanu Sharma, our Honorary Secretary, to present a bouquet to Honorable Mr. Justice Suryakant, Judge, Honorable Supreme Court of India, as a symbol of our profound respect and gratitude for his esteemed presence amongst us. Request our honorable chief guest and honorable judges to kindly come forward and light this lamp of thought, harmony and action in reverence and humility, seeking solace and inspiration from the divine presence. You are a true leader for whom success is all about growing others. And these words truly describe our worthy president, Mrs. Ritu Punj. Born on 16th of October 1971 in a family of senior journalists, dedicated advocate from the last 28 long years, having vast experience in handling criminal, matrimonial, and insurance disputes. Passionate mediator, having been successful in effecting amicable resolution of issues amongst several parties. Human rights activist, rightly nominated as member of Gender Sensitization Committee of our Honorable High Court and Internal Complaints Committee of esteemed institutions Puda and Gamada. Former Deputy Advocate General of Haryana and Additional Advocate General of Punjab, having become the torchbearer of change from the past 9 months and inspiring us at every step of the way. May I now request our worthy President, respected Madam Ritu Punj, to kindly welcome us all.
Mr. Justice Suryakant, Judge, Supreme Court of India, Honorable Ms. Justice Manjari Nehru Kaul, Judge, Punjab and Haryana High Court, Honorable Ms. Justice Alka Sareen, Judge, Punjab and Haryana High Court, Madam Hemlata Maheshi, President, All India Federation of Women Lawyers, Ms. Sheila Anish, Founder President, All India Federation of Women Lawyers, Dr. Ami Yajnik, former President, All India Federation of Women Lawyers, Honorable Madam Justice Daya Chaudhary, our patron of the Federation, other honorable judges, former judges, senior advocates, dedicated sisters of All India Federation of Women Lawyers who have assembled here in our city by travelling long distance from Andhra Pradesh, Sikkim, Gujarat, Karnataka, Kerala, Maharashtra, Odisha, Tamil Nadu, Telangana, Bihar, Himachal Pradesh and Delhi. Distinguished guests, my colleagues and friends from press. Good morning and a heartfelt welcome to each and every one of you. It is with profound respect and honor that I stand here today to express my sincere gratitude to Honorable Mr. Justice Suryakant, the distinguished judge of the Supreme Court of India, for greeting us with his esteemed presence on this auspicious occasion. I extend my heartfelt gratitude and acknowledge the presence of those who shape justice, lead by example, and foster the rule of law. Your dedication to the legal fraternity is a beacon of inspiration to all of us. Before delving further into the topic of today's conference, I would like to address everyone over here about the purpose and vision of our federation. The federation started when a few of us met and discussed the issues that women faced and realized that in today's information era, nothing has been done about the same. The federation came into existence 9 months back. Our federation is affiliated with All India Federation of Women Lawyers, which is tirelessly working for the last more than 17 years for the welfare of women and children. Our federation is also affiliated with International Federation of Women Lawyers. Most importantly, I would like to share that the objective of Punjab and Haryana Federation of Women Lawyers is to work towards women welfare, organize seminars and sessions raising awareness about the rights of women, and specifically cater to the unique position that today's women lawyers are in. Our federation firmly believes in the power of knowledge and legal empowerment. Our commitment transcends the courtrooms. We are actively engaged in commencing awareness programs in schools, enlightening students about POCSO laws. We also organize legal aid clinics for women groups and sensitize them regarding protection of women from sexual harassment. Rights and duties under the Act are explained to them. It is our credence that by educating the young, we sow seeds for a healthy, empowered generation and a society more respectful of women's rights. we proudly reflect upon the recent collaboration with the District Bar Association Patiala, where we held a seminar on matrimonial disputes in the light of changing socio-economic and political scenarios in India. A significant discussion addressing the complexities of matrimonial disputes amidst evolving societal landscapes. It exemplifies our dedication to addressing pertinent issues impact on women and families within our nation. In today's feminist revolution, I feel that barroom of the High Court plays a similar role akin to the salons during the French Revolution, where people used to talk and exchange ideas of revolutionary thinking and future. As the famous author and feminist Gloria Steinem rightly said, the truth is that women can't pursue careers in the same way that men do without sacrifice unless there are changes. I am reminded today of my own journey into motherhood and law. When my first son was born and I was being taken to the hospital by my family, at the entrance of our house, one court master of the High Court, whose brother was in custody, and I was engaged to argue his bail application, which was listed the next day. When Swami going to the hospital, he suddenly asked me, "Kal meri bail da ki banega?" And next day, when I was wheeled out of the operation theatre and my son was in my lap, my husband was to see him for the first time. I anxiously asked my lawyer husband, "Bail da ki banaya? Choti date mili hai na? Lambi tareek ta nahi mili." So this is what this small episode, this illustrates the delicate balancing act we women lawyers perform daily, which is why we feel that forums like this, where we can share our stories and find solidarity, are so important. As I look around this room, I see the future of legal profession in India. I see passionate, talented women carrying on the legacy of legends from Cornelia Sarabji to Justice Leela Seth. These federations exist to fulfill the constitutional dream our forefathers undertook when adopting the Constitution. Preamble of the Constitution is a promise unto ourselves of equality, of opportunity, of equal status, or to say, of the great Indian dream that we believe in. These federations, in bigger schemes of things, are a way to fulfill that constitutional promise. We convene here at the Judicial Academy not just as legal professionals, but as architects of a future where the scales of justice weigh equally for all. This seminar focused on work-life balance in the legal profession, a gendered perspective, is more than a gathering united over 300 female lawyers from coast to coast to engage in a pivotal dialogue about strategies for fostering a work environment that is fair, balanced, and supportive for every member of our profession, irrespective of gender. As we commence today's seminar with learned speakers and thought leaders, it is not just an exchange of thought, but the beginning of an upheaval towards balance, not merely between work and life, but between the institutions that uphold our society's fabric. I am immensely thankful to Honorable Mr. Justice Suryakant, who has graced us with his presence as our chief guest. Sir, your presence is a testament to the support we continually receive from the judiciary, which reinforces our motivation to strive for excellence and fairness within our beloved legal system. Sir, we can understand out of the busy schedule, today my Lord has done his video conferencing through here just because of the commitment that he had with us. Thank you very much, sir, for that. In closing, as we engage in today's sessions, let us carry the torch of equality and justice with renewed vigor. Let us convert the insights gained today into actions that manifest in the legal profession and society, where women lawyers are empowered to excel without impediment, and where the concept of work-life balance is not an ideal but a norm. Thank you once again for your invaluable presence. Together we shall build a future resonant with the values we cherish equality, justice, and unwavering strength of the law. Thank you and Jai Hind.
With the first speaker of the day, Honorable Miss Justice Manjari Nehru Kaul, Judge, Honorable High Court of Punjab and Haryana. Brilliant student, topping the charts. Spectacular sportsperson, having received the President of India Girl Guide Medal in the year 1978. Eloquent orator, having represented India in the World Pioneers Conference held at erstwhile USSR. Noted writer, having won the All India Essay Writing Competition. Advocate, having served the office of Advocate General Punjab. Eminent judge, having recently come down heavily against the drug menace in the state by issuing stringent directions to the entire state machinery, and above all, a wonderful human being. May I now call upon stage Honorable Miss Justice Manjari Nehru Kaul to kindly enlighten us all. Ma'am, please.
Honorable Mr. Justice Suryakant, Judge, Honorable Supreme Court of India, Miss Justice Alka Saveen, Judge Punjab and High Court, Justice Daya Chaudhary, Judge Punjab and High Court, Miss Hemlata Maheshi, President All India Federation of Women Lawyers, Miss Sheila Anish, Founder President, Dr. Ami Yagnik, former President All India Federation of Women Lawyers, Miss Ritu Punch, President, and Miss Kanum Sharma, Secretary, Punjab and Haryana Federation of Women Lawyers, my brother and sister judges, former judges, ladies and gentlemen. It was just, I think, about a year back when I was invited, when this chapter of the Federation started here, and I'm delighted. I'm actually, seeing such a huge gathering. This speaks volumes of the progress made by the Federation, and congratulations to all of you. And before I proceed any further, there could not have been a better choice today than having my Lord Justice Suryakant as your chief guest, who we all know is a legal brain par excellence, well known and acknowledged in the legal fraternity and even beyond, for his profound knowledge across various fields of law, besides his unwavering commitment to work ethics. You will all agree, and you all are well aware, that he is widely recognized for providing steadfast support and encouragement to young lawyers, and in particular to women in the legal profession. I stand before you today as a woman who has navigated the intricate path of the legal profession, and now as a judge, I find it imperative to address a topic that resonates with many of you, work-life balance in the legal profession from a gendered perspective. Well, the legal profession can be both exhilarating and exacting. Women lawyers in particular often find themselves at the intersection of formidable professional responsibilities and societal expectations. In India, where our legal fraternity has evolved and is still evolving, the gendered nuances of work-life balance cannot certainly be overlooked. It is crucial to acknowledge the strides made in the recent years towards gender equality within the legal fraternity. However, we must also candidly admit and recognize the persistent hurdles, obstacles faced by the women in their pursuit of a harmonious work-life balance. The journey of women in the legal realm is marked by both remarkable progress as well as persistent challenges. The gender disparities, I dare say, still continue at times to infiltrate the fabric of our work environment, thus striking the right balance becomes a complex juggling act, as we have to contend with societal expectations, familial roles, and last but not the least, and most importantly, the demanding nature of our professional commitments. The demanding nature of the legal profession, characterized by long working hours and unpredictable schedules, does often place the women lawyers in a delicate balancing act, as Ms. Ritupunj also just referred to. The expectations to conform to traditional gender roles at home, coupled with the demanding nature of legal work, can create a challenging dichotomy. It is crucial thus that we recognize the inherent challenge and all the women collectively work towards dismantling these barriers that hinder women from achieving a harmonious work-life balance. Nevertheless, when faced with challenges, I can say with a great deal of pride and satisfaction that female lawyers have emerged victorious. They have broken through barriers, forged new paths, and showcased exceptional competence. The resilience exhibited in overcoming these hurdles, these obstacles, reflects the inherent strength within the community, within our community. The rise of women to judgeships, whether at the state, high courts, or the Supreme Court, and as also a number of women judges being designated as senior advocates, underscores the significant progress made by women in the legal profession. There are n number of examples. Numerous examples abound of these, so many of these accomplished women who have left a lasting impact, serving as inspiring role models in today's legal landscape. They have adeptly navigated through male-dominated realms, affirming that gender should never impede, but rather propel excellence. Having said that, yet reaching the summit marks not the conclusion, but a beginning, but a commencement. Whether you are a lawyer or a judge, I can say it from my example, the responsibilities entail unique challenges, expectations, substantial workload, and extensive time demands. This requires self-introspection, self-reflection, and most importantly, a robust support system. Establishing an encouraging environment where women are not only urged to pursue their aspirations, but also actively supported and helped in their journey is most crucial. Cultivating such a culture is pivotal in truly addressing the gender-specific challenges ingrained in the legal profession. A transformative shift in the legal fraternities culture is imperative. We must collectively challenge outdated stereotypes and go about in constructing a more inclusive narrative where women lawyers are recognized not merely as contributors to legal excellence within courtrooms, but also for their roles beyond the courtroom. Without consuming more of your time, I would call upon all of you to unite in your pursuit of a legal profession like Ms. Ritupun just said, where every practitioner, regardless of gender, flourishes both professionally as well as personally. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Been any better start than this to our conference and brainstorming. Without further ado, it is my pleasure to introduce the newsletter of our Punjab and Haryana Federation of Women Lawyers. If I may say, the first newsletter of our federation, packed with insights, updates, and highlights. This publication embodies our collective efforts and achievements. May I now request Honorable Mr. Justice Suryakant, Judge, Honorable Supreme Court of India, to unveil our first newsletter and become a part of our journey. Sir, please.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
The newsletter is named Zuban, as the word is clearly saying. Moving on to the next speaker of the day, Ms. Hemlata Mahishi, President, All India Federation of Women Lawyers. Acclaimed holder of degree of Master of Laws, actively practicing advocate at Karnataka High Court since the year 1975. Expert member, Sexual Harassment Complaints Committee, Karnataka Women Commission, Film Censor Board, Kannada Development Authority, and Kannada University Syndicate. Decorated editor of Kannada Law Reporter for 9 long years. Prominent author, having published 15 books in Kannada language, President of All India Federation of Women Lawyers at present. Madam, may I please call upon stage to kindly deliver your address.
All of you on the occasion of the 75th Republic Day that we have celebrated yesterday. And again, we will reiterate our commitment to our Constitution. Respected dignitaries on the dais, Honorable Justice Sri Suryakant, Judge, Supreme Court of India, Justice Manjari Nehru Kaur, Justice Alka Sarin, Justice Srimati Daya Chaudhary, and other dignitaries on the dais, and also other judges and dignitaries of the dais, and my brothers and sisters in the profession from all parts of India and from Punjab and Haryana. First of all, I congratulate the Punjab and Haryana State Federation of Women Lawyers for organizing such a wonderful conference of North India within such a short span of time of its birth. I never imagined that I will be here second time and meeting you all so soon. Only, I think 9 months back I was here during the inauguration of your federation. We, namely, All India Federation of Women Lawyers, are a 15-year-old organization of women lawyers of India. We have our presence at present in more than 15 states of India. We have come together to work towards the betterment of society, women and children in particular, and to be the voice of women lawyers all over India. We are affiliated to 85 years old International Federation of Women Lawyers, FIDA, having its head office at New York, which has a consultative status with United Nations, with UNO. We are very proud that your state federation is also a part of our All India Federation. Recently, Bihar State Federation has also entered into our fold. Through your federation, we are trying to reach out to women lawyers of other North Indian states. Also, our dream is to incorporate all the states of India from Kashmir to Kanyakumari. I hope and expect that this conference will help us to make our dream a reality so that our voice will become stronger and more effective. You have chosen a very relevant topic for your seminar. More and more women are coming out of their houses, taking up jobs, professions of their choice. Lawyers' profession is no exception. Law colleges are witnessing boom in the enrollment of girl students, and as a result, lawyers' profession is also witnessing rise in enrollment of women lawyers. We are happy to see that a number of women judges in High Court and subordinate courts that also reflects the legitimate aspirations and expectations of women lawyers. I am glad to learn that out of 56 judges in this High Court, 15 are lady judges and almost 60% in subordinate courts are lady judges. All our lady lawyers, I am proud to say, all our lady lawyers, lady judges are standing testimony to the seminar subject of today, that is work-life balance. It is not an easy task for them as both are full-time jobs, but they are willing to take up responsibilities of both these sides on their shoulders with pleasure. But at the same time, I am a little disappointed and surprised to learn from our Bihar sisters that the Patna High Court today does not even have a single lady judge on its bench. They say that this has more or less been the situation in the last many years. The Patna High Court has had only 9 women judges so far in its entire history of existence. Not even 1% of the total number of judges appointed so far. I learned that even in subordinate judiciary in Bihar, the situation is not better. In spite of providing 30 to 35% reservation for women in district judiciary, only 24% of them are women. Since Honorable Judge of Supreme Court, Justice Suryakant is gracing this function, I take this opportunity to bring this fact to his notice and request him to correct this imbalance in judiciary as is earlier. Therefore, I think I will be excused by the Supreme Court. But I think it is the right of the women lawyers of Bihar to respect their legitimate place in judiciary. Our sisters in Bihar are deeply disappointed and discouraged by this situation in their state. They also have their dreams and aspirations to serve their state judiciary and to prove their mettle in their profession. They are in no way inferior to women lawyers in other states who are well represented in their respective state judiciaries. I also request the state federations of Punjab and Haryana and Bihar, both are North Indian federations, to conduct survey in other North Indian states so that we can give representation to the Honorable Chief Justices of the concerned states, State High Court, and also the Justices of Supreme Court of India in this regard. I once again thank one and all who provided us this opportunity to be here today with you. And I will also remind you that perhaps in April we are holding the All India Women Lawyers Conference at Bangalore. I welcome all of you to come there and participate in that conference. Thank you.
Under your able guidance, we are sure that we would slowly and gradually move from darkness to light. Now, I would request Honorable Miss Justice Alka Sareen, Judge Honorable High Court of Punjab and Haryana, to share her thoughts. A political science major, having attained postgraduate degree in law, dynamic articulator, having addressed issues relating to ever-advancing field of organ donation and DNA profiling, sexual harassment of women and child abuse. Passionate advocate, having ranked amongst the well-renowned civil litigators of the country. Due diligence investigator, having acquired far-fetched experience in handling family, land, rent, arbitration, taxation, labor, consumer and matrimonial disputes. Remarkable adjudicator, having worked impeccably hard in yielding her strengths and reached the station she acquires today. And last but not the least, an amiable person. Ma'am, please grace the dais.
Justice Manjari Nehru Kaul, Judge Punjab and Haryana High Court, Justice Daya Chaudhary, Ms. Hemlata, Ms. Sheila Anil, Ms. Amin Yagnik, Ms. Ritu Ms. Kanu Sharma, former judges, senior advocates, members of the bar, and ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning to all of you. This very simple phrase, work-life balance, encapsulates a complex reality. You're all aware the primary purpose of working daily is to ultimately achieve a comfortable and fulfilling life for ourselves and our families. While at work, we forget that our own mental and physical well-being is important, and so the concept of work-life balance came into use in the 70s and 80s. the Generation Z, or Generation Z as they are called, or those born in the 1990s, have focused heavily on the balance aspect, embracing remote work trends and taking paid time off to focus on family and work outside the office, while those belonging to the prior generations have slowly adapted to the same. First, let's delve into the issues being faced by women. Primarily, it's a very deep-rooted societal expectation that being a successful woman is not confined to the success in field of work. For a woman, it is considered a failure if she is not a good daughter, she is not a good wife, she is not a good mother. Rather, on the contrary, her success in being a good daughter, a good wife, a good mother supersedes her success as a professional. In earlier times for a woman, her work at home was her life, though even then she had to balance and divide her time between several chores: cooking, washing, feeding, cleaning. The list is endless for women. The legal profession has undergone and is constantly undergoing evolution. If you look at the history of the legal profession in India, it can be traced back to the establishment of the first British court in Bombay in 1672. India got its first female lawyer, Cornelia Sorabji, in 1923, and that too when the ban on women practicing in this profession was lifted. The first lady judge in India in British Empire was Justice Anna Chandi, who later became a High Court judge in Kerala in the year 1959. For women, the work she does at home is not considered work at all, but a duty. Even today, before going to work, a woman is expected to diligently fulfill all her duties and cater to her family needs and domestic chores. She has to work full time, not only in the morning, but also when she comes back home, she has more responsibilities to attend to and more chores to attend to. As a lawyer, I have been through this. Even now, there has to be a work-life balance. I can share a few practical tips from my experience when I was working as a lawyer. First and foremost, what I realized is that when we wake up in the morning, we all wake up with an overburdened mind or a pressurized mind that we have this long list of chores to do. Please try waking up calmly. You'll see the difference. The time that you take to finish your work, your chores, is not going to change whether you're waking up with a burdened mind or you're waking up with a calm mind. The time taken will be the same. But when you wake up with a calm mind, you will be able to attend to your duties, your responsibilities, your chores, your work in a much calmer fashion throughout the day. You have to accomplish the task. It is your choice how you want to accomplish it, whether calmly or in a rushed state of mind. The second aspect which I realized is the importance of time management. I, as a lawyer, manage my time. I would go once in a month for ration shopping, once in a week for vegetable shopping. I didn't do these things every day. Now you all have the benefit of online shopping. Make the most of it. If you are able to manage your time, you will be able to get much more done in that time that we have. We have to give time to our children, we have to give time to our families, besides our work. What we try and do is spend 2 hours, 3 hours with our children. But what are we doing in that 2-3 hours is, we have a phone in front of us. We are also looking at reels. We are also distracted. It's not good. It's not good for the child because you're not giving that child that undivided attention, undistracted time. Give your child 15 minutes a day, but let that time be undistracted and devoted to the child, put your phone down. You will see the difference. What we also do is, when we are dealing with our children, we feel very guilty. As a lawyer, I also used to feel very guilty. But that is one aspect which we need to get rid from our minds. Please don't feel guilty about the time, about the effort that you're putting in at your work. This is where you have to balance between your work and with your family. And just by implementing these small changes in life, you will be able to bring in a lot of peace in your own life. Work-life balance is a very delicate act of harmonizing job demands with personal responsibilities and interests. Even men have to do it. We have to see both sides. There's a work-life balance for both, where it's for men or it's for women. For men, we have normalized working late hours. So what happens is a man is expected and we think it is normal for him to be working late hours. You'll be shocked that a striking 70% of the men work extremely long hours, leaving less time for personal pursuits and family responsibilities. Normalization of this culture of overwork can significantly strain men's physical and mental health and reduce the ability to engage in life outside work. For us to be able to work and to bring about this balance, the balance also has to be at home between the couple. If you are able to have that support system at home, you will see and you will realize that your work balance comes automatically. If you have a supporting spouse, be it a wife or a husband, you will get that work balance. It is not, therefore I say that it is not one gender that is impacted by the gender norms and stereotypes in our society that comes in the way of prioritizing work-life balance. Our profession demands long working hours from the legal profession irrespective of the side of the bar that they belong to. The importance of preserving one's mental and physical health is more acknowledged now than ever, leading to many cases of burnout and depression and thus coming to the fore. It is high time that workplace policies are framed and implemented to address this issue. We need more inclusive and open workspaces with counselors employed in the court or legal professionals. I've been recently informed that the High Court is going to be getting counselors who would be available for everyone, not only in the mediation center, but even for the lawyers and for anyone else who will need to go to a counselor. The working hours in our profession, as you all know, cannot be fixed. What we need to do is to enforce self-restrictions. And in the end, I would like to sum up by saying that it's not difficult to achieve this balance if we prioritize our needs, mental and physical, as also to bring in some time management into our lives. Thank you.
For sharing little anecdotes of your life with us, and also for enlisting out the steps to achieve work-life balance. We would surely try to imbibe these steps into our lives. Now, moving on to the next speaker, Ms. Sheila Anish, Founder President of All India Federation of Women Lawyers. It has been rightly said by US President Theodore Roosevelt that it is hard to fail, but it is worse never to have tried. And Madam Sheila Anish has certainly taken that first step towards achieving success. Leading advocate from the last more than 40 years in the Honorable High Court of Karnataka, visionary laureate, having played a pivotal role in establishing All India Federation of Women Lawyers. Commendable women rights activist, having been elected as World President of International Federation of Women Lawyers at 34th Annual Conference, which was held at Nigeria. Captain of our ship, paving the way with humility, clarity, and courage. Ma'am, please kindly enlighten us all with your thoughts.
Honorable Justice Suryakanth, Honorable Justice Manjari Nehru Kaur, Honorable Justice Alka Sain, Judge High Punjab and Haryana, Honorable Justice Daya Chaudhary, our own friend, she is also founder member of All India Federation, Himlata Maheshiji, Ami Yagnik, who is also a Rajya Sabha member, Ritu Ji and Kanu. Friends, today we are seeing a mini India here. It was not without efforts. It's a long effort of 15 years. When we started with about 7 to 8 states. And today, every year, we are adding one state or the other. But still, our dream is not complete without having all the 28 states of India and 8 union territories of India. We like to reach out to all women lawyers of India. We are on the way. And the more people you join here, I think it becomes easier to reach out to more states and more women lawyers of India. Thank you very much for coming here, all of you. And I congratulate you for taking this step of coming here, because I'm sure that you will be paving a way for other women lawyers of India. Friends, when All India Federation started about 15 years ago, we had a lot of challenges. Those days, women were not ready to travel. I had the experience of, visiting Rajasthan. There, when I said, you please come to a conference at Bangalore, the senior lawyer told me, no, madam, I had to go to all women lawyers' homes and inform them and take the permission of their parents. I was surprised. It's not the situation in Bangalore or South Indian states or in some of the states, at least I see. Women lawyers are quite matured and willing to travel. And as we started more activities like this, I see more people are willing to travel, participate in activities, seminars, and taking up a lot of service activities also. So this has helped women lawyers. It's a way of empowerment, I'm sure. I understand that, traveling, meeting more people, understanding, as you say, it's a direct oxygen. You grow by seeing other women, how they have done in their life. When I heard our learned judges speaking from their experience, how to balance work-life balance, I understand that all women all over the world have the similar challenges. I, as a president of FIDA, had the opportunity of meeting women lawyers across the world. I see similar challenges faced by women. Nature has, I don't know, I should say, bestowed or burdened us with the biological responsibility of bearing the child and rearing the child. You can't shift, we can't delegate that work to anyone else. We only have to go through that. And when you are pregnant, you realize it's only 9 months. After the child is born, your parents don't know you have to take care of the child properly for 1 year. Oh, we think it's only 1 year. Then, the stage will come, the children start going to school. The teachers will tell you, no, you have to sit down with children for their homework. So still, we think it's up to 10th standard, we have to mentor children. But it's not end of it. Even when they're 20 years or 25 years, the parents' responsibility is there. Even today or yesterday, I know my children are about 25, 27 years. I have to keep calling them, find out where they are, whether they are safe, if they have food and all that. So this is a normal work, we all women do that. It's not that it is, you are told to do so. We out of, as I told you in the beginning, we think it's 5 months work, 6 months work, but as we bring up children, we develop that attachment.
We cannot live without inquiring about children. We cannot live without, feeding the children. So, friends, we are not aware of this mental health and physical health, where how women go through because of this stressful life. When I see very successful men, I look at them and tell us how they achieve so much. It's always because of their successful, hard-working wife behind them. They have such wonderful wives. I know, I'm sure that our brothers and advocate brothers and judges will agree with me that, when they get up, their dresses are ready. When they come for breakfast, the breakfast is ready on the table. When they go to work, the wives will take care of the children. When they become 55, 60 years, I wonder when they never spend time for the family. How is it that children are so successful? The wife will be slogging there, taking care of the children. So they have everything ready made and very supporting family. But it's not the same situation for women. Women are always expected to be good daughters, good wife, good daughter-in-law, and also good mother. And where is the time for her to spend time to the profession? Please don't compare yourself with men who have a better situation. We have our own roles. We are happy that we are doing it well. And I always have seminars and topics like when women will hit the glass ceiling, how women can do well as professionals. We are doing already. We have successful women in all the fields today. That is not that, it's impossible today. It looks very possible. It is possible because of the efficiency and the dedication of women. So please realize, though we have so much of burden in life, we are also bestowed with tolerance, patience, hard-working ability, and also to be very committed to the work. I know there are so many seniors in Bangalore keep telling me, Madam, if you have any good lady juniors, please send me. They prefer lady juniors because lady juniors are hardworking and loyal and they never take away the clients. So they trust women juniors more. So that is the recognition we have in the profession already. But when the opportunities have to come, the higher authorities keep asking us, are women competent enough to be given up? Unless the opportunities are not given, women cannot prove themselves. So they have to have a special quota for women to give opportunities. Though, as a federation, we never fought reservation, but today we realize that it's not easy for women to achieve unless there is a reservation. Because we come from a different background, we have to prove at home, we have to prove in the society, we have to prove similarly in the profession. We are not saying it's not that, merit of a woman or the ability of a woman has to be ignored. Yes, we have to equip ourselves with merit, we have to equip ourselves with knowledge and skill. But it cannot be compared with men who have all the time, all the freedom, all the resources. I know that so many young women, in our profession it's a well-known statement that first 10 years is only work and no money. The second 10 years is to balance work and money. The third phase is only money and no work. So fortunately we are in the third phase. But the youngsters who are in the first phase, only work and no money, the husband family will ask you, why are you going to work by taking our money? You are not earning money, but you are spending more time outside the family. They definitely ask you, without earning money, why are you flogging like this? You have to prove it to them that in future I will do well. So for that, we need good support from the judiciary, we need support from the bar, we need support from the federation like this. The purpose of our profession is to equip our women lawyers to perform well, to become better advocates. The second motto is to give good service to society. So we are going in this direction. So friends, grab the opportunity by joining the Federation. We are committed to arrange training programs, workshops and seminars to equip the ability of women lawyers and also seek justice to women lawyers and women and children in the society. So friends, I am very happy to be here today. More happy to see North Indian women lawyers coming here. Though it is called North India women lawyers, but I see many India. In fact, our women lawyers from South India are always energetic and enthusiastic to come all over India. We have 20 people coming from Kerala, 30 from Tamil Nadu, and lots of women from Maharashtra, Orissa, Karnataka, and we also have new members from Bihar and upcoming federations, Himachal Pradesh, Jammu Kashmir and Sikkim. So friends, it's very heartening to see that women lawyers, this is a testimony for the empowerment of women. The women are able to join and work independently and commit not only for the family, they are also working for the society. So, sir, we look forward to good support from the judiciary for enhancing the empowerment of women and also encourage women by giving rightful reservation for women. Thank you very much for this opportunity. We look forward to more opportunities like this, and I welcome all of you to our All India Women Lawyers Conference, which is planned to be held at Bangalore in the month of April. I like to see more numbers at there, and it should be a grand success. So with your kind support, I'm sure that it will be a very, very successful conference. So I thank our judges and brother advocates for giving this moral support to all of us. I remember the Bar Council chairman, how he supported first program here in Punjab. And that's a kind of, sometimes when I see that kind of cooperation, we feel that there is no gender injustice. But it is a fact of life that it is happening. So for those issues also, for those causes also, I'm sure that you are all with us. Thank you for this wonderful moment in our life to spend time with you all. All the delegates who have come all over India, and especially the dignitaries who are present here. Thank you very much.
हमारी उड़ान को आसमान देने के लिए बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया. Now, moving on to the next speaker of the day, Dr. Ami Yajnik, Honorable Member of Rajya Sabha, Doctorate in Science of Law, having acquired postgraduate degree in Ecology and Environment. Industrious advocate since 1984, having served as Assistant Government Pleader, Additional Public Prosecutor, Standing Counsel for Central Government, Senior Standing Counsel of CBDT, and Senior Counsel for Official Liquidator in the Honorable High Court of Gujarat. Energetic crusader of women's rights, having been nominated as a member of Global Action Committee for Elimination of Family Violence, deserving recipient of Ladli Media Award 2012 and Leading Humanitarian Award 2015, honorary parliamentarian and former president of All India Federation of Women Lawyers. Ma'am, kindly give us your thought-provoking words.
Respected Honorable Justice Surya Kanti, Judge, Supreme Court of India, Honorable Justice Manjari Nehru Kaulji, Honorable Justice Alka Sarin, Honorable Justice Daya Chaudhary, all the Honorable Justices present here in the audience, heads of the dais, other dignitaries on the dais, and all my dear friends who have come here for this conference. Work-life balance, a gender perspective. It's a topic that you live every day. It also goes for men, let me tell you that. Example being, recently, one of our web advisors who is hosting our website did not pick up my phone for a few days. And so I sent him a message. I said, what is the problem? And he said, I'm not in the right frame of mind, madam. So I waited, and then he gave me a call. He's a young man. And he said, I'm sorry I couldn't take your call, nor could I do the work which was entrusted to me, because I just lost my wife in a fatal heart attack in front of my eyes. I couldn't save her, and I am now with my 8-year-old daughter and unable to navigate to my work as well as life and my family. And that struck me. And I said, you take your own time. But there is a work-life balance everywhere. Let's not forget that. The gender perspective takes the spotlight because women are coming more and more into the workforce, whether it's the labor force, whether it's the organized sector, whether it's the unorganized sector, or whether it's the legal profession or the medical profession. Coming to the main point, because I'm talking on the gender perspective. 1923, we got the Legal Practitioners Women Act. We've completed a century, 100 years, last year. And still, women in law is the subject we are discussing. Sometimes I feel it's ironic. Sometimes I feel that I should come and tell about the data. We have come a long way. India today, 2022, gave a report that out of 1.7 million lawyers enrolled in India, only 15% of them are enrolled women lawyers. That speaks about the enrollment of women lawyers. Coming to the justice system, when we look at the lower judiciary, and on an average 30% are women judges. Coming to the High Court, it's 11.5%. This is all data which is in the public domain. And only recently we have the Honorable Apex Court, which is more than one woman judge. We have come a long way. But coming to the bar councils, the state bar councils, out of all the elected state bar council representatives, only 2% are women. And till date we have not had a woman member in the apex body, Bar Council of India. We've come a long way. We have still a long way to go. But when we talk about work-life balance, I think it's time, instead of seeking support from here, instead of making suggestions that the society should change its outlook, instead of saying that, well, the justice system needs to be robust, it should bring some institutional changes, instead of talking about what our counterparts look at us and speak about us, I think it's time we encourage our own selves. I completed 38 years of practice. Despite being in the political arena, I still go to the court. And I think women have that one part with themselves, which I think helps them to bring fairness, some kind of more justice to the matter, especially when there are matters which are affecting other women and children. So what were the factors when this percentage was shown? Why is there such a low percentage? And the factors that came out were barriers in the system, physical barriers, familial obligations. Women face all kinds of discrimination, maybe in upward mobility, subtle discrimination from their colleagues, within the family, within the societal structure, and from several other sources. But the most important factor that came forward was the work-life balance. That women face this very strongly, especially when they have to make a decision of getting into marriage, leaving the profession halfway, whether to move ahead, whether there will be support from colleagues, whether there will be support from the family, whether there will be support from the system itself. But when I started my practice, I had no role model from women lawyers' perspective. I mean, I just wanted to be a lawyer. And that's what I told my mother, that I wanted to be. And then
As always, in every address wherever I make, I say that one thing is very free in our society, and that is free advice given by our colleagues, unwanted. And all of them said that nobody will give you cases. Who will give you cases? And I said this to my mother. And she said, you try, putting your best. You can't get cases in a day. You will also have to show that you are a lawyer. You are going to do your bit in a public space. Don't forget that. Everyone is watching you. You have to perform. So if they don't come to you after a couple of years, after a few years of waiting, you may shift. You love to be a teacher. Do the teaching part. So sometimes you also wonder when some counter arguments come that yes, women don't face these problems when they are in the nursing profession, when they are in the teaching profession. There you don't find all these issues. So only when there is some kind of competition. So I listened to my mother and I continued my work. And because I was a social worker, I wanted to give something back to society. I continued with that. But one day, a very senior lawyer, senior colleague, told me in the High Court that I see that you are practicing in the lower court, you are a defense lawyer, but I have never seen you taking any bail in a matter. You don't argue that kind of matter. And so I just see you coming to the court and I hear that you go to the lower court. And I felt very bad. And I said, well, someday some matter will come. It was after 2 years I got a matter. And that also, of course, it was a pro bono matter, sir, because the person was having a pani puri thela outside my school. And somebody said that, yes, and he has become a lawyer, why don't you go to her? And he had no money. I appeared for him. And I got anticipatory bail in the High Court in a matter of 302. I was very happy. I was obliged to the Honorable Justice. He listened to me patiently. With all the conditions, of course, I was granted bail. First thing I did was, I went and found out that senior lawyer. Not that very senior, kind of a contemporary. I went to him. Unfortunately or coincidentally, he was sitting in the big bar room with all the senior lawyers. There was no woman lawyer. Even my senior was sitting. And I said, excuse me, sir, I have just got an order of anticipatory bail in a matter of 302 criminal matter. Just for your information. But one other thing I have come to tell you is that not my success. The last 2 years, I have been observing. You have done nothing except mentioning your father's matters. Second, you have been judging, passing comments on other colleagues. But above all, you are judging the honorable judges. So please keep this in mind, these 3 observations which I have made. And so, thank you once again. I am giving you special compliments for making that personal comment that day. I have learned to observe what your colleagues do. That is where I will bring the work balance, gender perspective. You have to be ready with your matters. A legal profession comes with the factor of justice. And justice is what you are doing for your client. You are fighting a case for a third person. If you are not prepared, you are not going to get that justice for the client who is coming to you. And that is why there is another argument also in this work-life balance, that despite having the same set of skills, from law school you come out, men and women, why do clients prefer men lawyers? You have to prepare yourself. I will give a very departed or a different departure to my submission on this particular work-life balance. You have to stand in a public space. You have to face your colleagues, most of them who are men. The bench clerk is a man. The judge most of the time is a man. Your client may be a man. And your prosecutor or government is also a man. And in that, if you are not prepared and if you have not burned your midnight oil and not done your daily homework, a lawyer is supposed to do his or her daily homework. If you are committed to that profession, I think you come with that notion that yes, I will have to spend this much time, and that is where you do your time management. You cannot say that society will improve overnight. It doesn't improve, it doesn't move. But if it moves, then you also have the information technology coming into action. You are now the artificial intelligence coming into action. You never envisaged video conferencing. You never thought that there will be virtual courts. And so, the fact remains that the litigants or that stage is still there. The clients have not moved that hard. And so the society takes its own time to move forward. So my take on what I have to say that there should be a change in the institutional support in the justice system. There should be an institutional change in the legal system, but also there should be a change in the environment where we work. And I think instead of looking here and there, it would be time that we look at our own selves as women lawyers. And we try to see that when we appear before the Honorable Court, I think we don't have to fumble for pages, we don't have to fumble for ratio of the judgments. We should be equally ready while the other side is ready. And that is where I think you are appreciated. And that is what you do to help the Honorable Judges. That is my experience. And that is why if you are doing social work also it reflects in your work in the courts also. Women lawyers also complain a lot that there is sometimes a toxic environment, whether you go in the bar room, whether you go in the ladies' room also, let me tell that also. And I think we are not coming out of that. We are not becoming as professional and as judicious-minded we should be as lawyers. But we have started forgetting that, okay, when a brief comes, I don't know how you prepare a petition, we cannot do copy-paste. We don't want to use social media gadgets. But do you know that you have to offer the options, the solutions to your client? Have you been well-read? Have you looked at the judgments which are passed on to you by the Honorable Apex Court? Do you know what kind of jurisdiction you will go to, or whether you will go to a civil court, or you will go to a family court? There cannot be one solution for everything. And that is why if you want to compete, you want to stand your stand in the society, I think let each one do its own work, but you start doing your work. You have to start observing. And if you think, like for example, in the medical profession, my friend said, yes, I am a gold medalist, but I cannot be a cardiothoracic surgeon because I will not be able to give that much time. And she opted for being an arthritis consultant, which would be controlled by her hours, which she would give to the patients. And so you have to decide what kind of law practice you want, whether you will be able to do your work-life balance, and not dump it on factors around you. Whether you can move forward steadily, with stableness, but you have to put in a lot of effort. You cannot put everything on the other side. You cannot put everything on the investigation papers. You cannot put everything that the Honorable Justice will do. Yes, they will do justice. They are there to do justice. But what is your role? You can't that time say, oh, poor me, I'm a woman, I didn't have time. I had to take care of my child, I had to take care of my mother-in-law, I had to take care of my sister-in-law. No, it doesn't work. When I started social work, my friends said, oh, you have suddenly got an award for, we never knew that you were doing social work. I said, why don't you join me on Saturday, Sunday? Saturday I gave them a call. One of them had to go for a Mendi function, another one had to go with the mother-in-law for a kitty party, and she said, why do you keep it on Saturdays and Sundays? I said, that's not the way you do social work. So, my message here, I would like, there are endless things you can speak on work-life balance. But because it's a conference of women lawyers, and lawyers who are coming from different parts of the state, but each one faces the same problems, I think don't treat it as a problem. You try to make it as your strength, and I think that is the only way you will be doing hand-holding for your colleagues, for your clients, and you'll be able to do justice to your profession. This profession is very unique. It has the factor of fairness and justice and equality. And you can do justice only in this profession. In the medical profession, you can save the patient or you cannot save the patient. Here you have to give justice. The person has to be happy that yes, under the Constitution of India, what the Constitution promises, I have got my due share, and would go happily and not refer appeals and revisions and go right to the apex court. Thank you so much for hearing me.
We would surely try to imbibe this message in our day-to-day life. Now, with great honor and gratitude, I humbly request Honorable Mr. Justice Suryakant, Just Supreme Court of India, and our chief guest for the day, who has taken out his valuable time to share few words with us. Rooting from Hisar, a distinguished legal alumni of MDU Rohtak, avid learner, having acquired first-class postgraduate degree in laws from Kurukshetra University, advocate par excellence, having been appointed as the youngest Advocate General of Haryana, renowned senior advocate, having represented multiple universities, boards, corporations, banks, and various other government bodies. Remarkable judge, having delivered numerous notable judgments on issues pertaining to human rights, gender justice, arbitration, environment, prison reforms, telecom, broadcasting, and cyber sectors, after being elevated as a permanent judge.
A very distinguished team of women judges of Punjab and Haryana High Court, led by Justice Manjari Nehru Kaul, Justice Kasrin of the dais, and the other judges of the dais. My brother judges from Punjab and Haryana High Court, a very respected former judges of the High Court present here. My elder sister, Justice Daya Chaudhary, with whom I had a privilege and occasion to work together in the High Court, is on the dais. Madam Hemlata Mahishi, President of All India Federation of Women Lawyers. Madam Sheila Anish, former President of the Federation. Dr. Amin Yasnik, member of Rajya Sabha and also former President of the Federation. Madam Ritu Kunj, President of Punjab and Haryana Unit of the Federation. Kanu Sharma, other office bearers. I can see very distinguished senior advocates from the Punjab and Haryana High Court bar present here. Mr. Khera is here, Mr. Undar is here, Madam Radhika is here. Members of the Punjab and Haryana High Court Bar Association, a very distinguished team of jurists and law educationists, Dr. Ghulam Gupta, Professor Johar, and others are present. And the young members of the bar, whom I always consider the future of this country, whether in terms of bar or bench or other walks of life. I feel honored and privileged that you have invited me, an old man, to speak on a subject where probably I don't have the first-hand experience. The life balance in the legal profession and the gender perspective is a very, very deep, thought-provoking subject, and undoubtedly it requires a very serious and healthy debate to introspect and to identify that what are the causes really which give an impression or a heartburning or a feel among the women lawyers that they are being deprived of something which they richly deserve to achieve. I understand that the Federation as the learned speakers have pointed out, from last 15 years is working in this field. I understand it has contributed a lot to the ongoing legal discourse on gender equality, and the Federation must have worked even beyond the confines of the legal profession. Well, I thought when I was listening very distinguished speakers, they have identified so many issues. They have also juxtaposed the challenges, and I'm quite happy that they have also come out with various solutions as well. While sitting there, I was wondering that what should I share with you, and what should I say on the issue. Justice Alka Singh pointed out 1923, the act was passed and the ladies, women lawyers were permitted to join the profession. Thereafter, slowly, steadily, we have seen women coming to the profession, coming to the bench also. The other learned speakers have pointed out the percentage in terms of the recruitment in district judiciary, but a lower percentage of High Court judges and in Supreme Court also. I can only supplement those data by pointing out that out of 45% approximately girls are joining the national law schools in these days, and most of them are meritorious, getting admission as purely on their merit, not on the strength of any reservation or weightage. But eventually, out of them, only 15% join the legal profession. This is also a matter of concern that the young women, they join the profession initially, but in terms of their survival percentage in profession, gets reduced with the passage of time. And therefore, I understand that the issue which you are raising, that as a homemaker, the responsibility which you perform, is it that responsibility which is impeding your success in legal profession? It may be. But I think Dr. Yasmin has very well pointed out to you that these impediments are not the problem. These are the challenges of profession. And speaking from a gender perspective point of view, the legal profession has its own inherent challenges. Even the male lawyers, to my mind, who enter the profession, they too face several kinds of challenges. I'm not saying, but in a context we see how the first generation lawyers, when they enter the profession, I don't think that it makes much difference whether you are a male or female lawyer. Each one of them face a unique type of difficult situation, and one has to pass through that process. Many of them sometimes eventually don't survive in profession and will think of shifting to other vocations. But those who really work hard, spend time, devote themselves, and as I openly say to the young students, when instead of a T20 when you decide to play a 5-day match, and in that match when you decide that you will be the opener and you will go unbeaten on the 5th day, this is how then eventually you are declared as a successful batsman, and this is how all young people who enter the legal profession, they leave a successful story behind them. fully agree with you that the responsibility of as a homemaker, the stereotype mind, the social inhibitions, and our own family, because of those inhibitions, have not been very much congenial or supportive as far as the women lawyers are concerned. And there have been many times very discouraging instances due to which the women lawyers, they feel that they have been deprived of what they deserve. I was reflecting my own one first-hand instance which I thought I will share with you. My wife is a professor in English literature. When we got married, she shared one day with me that she wanted to join law, but her father persuaded her to join English literature, master's in English literature, pointing out that since there is nobody in profession, she should not join law. When my first daughter was born, my wife was on maternity leave. And she had taken a leave for 3 years. So the first thing I suggested to her is that since you have been having a desire to do law, why don't you join now? She joined law here in Punjab University. And she did it. That's a different issue because she ultimately did not join the legal profession. I was a reasonably busy lawyer. And then I shifted to the other side and this is how the life goes. But despite mindset or a sense of insecurity among our family members, among our surroundings, or within ourselves, ultimately, if one wants to succeed in profession, then always remember that old saying, ये इश्क इतना नहीं आसान, बस इतना समझ लीजिए आग का दरिया है और डूबते जा रहा है. And this story, or this,
we want to know that in English.
okay. Yeah. Thank you very much. We'll do that. Well, English translation is that it's a difficult profession, and it is something equal to that there is a river of fire, and you have to cross it, and you have to cross it through that 4 quarters of fire range. So this is how this is a kind of the challenges the profession prescribes for you. And those challenges are, those parameters or those yardsticks of those hurdles are, this is what my view is, that these are kind of gender neutral. Each one of you, whether you are male or female, initially you have to pass through those challenges. The other instance I am giving to you, another very positive instance, a very recent instance. One day a team of young lawyers came to my office. They wanted me to invite for a function. There was a lady, woman lawyer also in that group. I asked them to introduce themselves. The lady lawyer told me, "Sir, I belong to so-and-so town." She named a town in Uttar Pradesh. Not a cosmopolitan, not a very kind of a developed urban area. It is one of the old districts of the state. She belongs to minority. I said, what really inspired you to join the legal profession? She said, my father is a retired class 4 employee now. He had the responsibility of 5 his own children, and he lost his younger brother and 3 children of his brother. So he had a responsibility to provide education and take care of 8 children. I am the eldest as far as we are brothers and sisters are concerned. He had a dream and he wanted me that I must become a lawyer. I said, was there any family dispute, any court case? He said, no. How your father knew about the legal profession? He said, he used to go to work and he would always pass through a particular mohalla or a street where some lawyers used to reside. And he thought that his daughter also should become a lawyer. So the girl competed. She stood first in the competition examination and she got admission in law. But the other story is, after doing her law and she started going to the district courts for practice, she found a very hostile atmosphere. There were remarks because she belongs to minority community. There were some adverse comments made against her, and she felt suffocated in the district court. So she came back home, complained to her father that I won't be able to go to the district courts. These are the difficulties I am facing. Instead of discouraging his daughter, the father said, please shift to Delhi. He persuaded his daughter to shift to Delhi. She came not knowing anything, but fortunately then she joined a senior chamber. From there then she started learning, particularly in specialized field of arbitration and other allied branches. And I can say proudly, today she is one of the best competent expert lawyer known in Delhi in that subject. And she has very successfully crossed all the hurdles, the social phobia, whatever the impediments as we keep on counting. That's another story. This I wanted to share with my young law graduates and law professionals, that initial inhibitions may be there, difficulties may be there, but once you are determined and once you know that I have to create a space for myself in legal profession, nothing can stop you. You are bound to get your dues. For that, you have to be mentally prepared for it. You have the capability, you have the ability, you are armed with the best of the law degrees, you have legal acumen, you have the human approach which a lawyer is required to have. And you have the grit also. You can face the jury. You can see all the challenges. The only thing is that you need to have patience and do not see your surroundings that you think that in a competitive world no space is being left for me. You have to create that space for yourself. You have to, in a way, it may be overcrowded profession. Sometimes most of us will agree. In that overcrowded profession also, you need to create a legal space for you, and for that, your hard work, your commitment, your struggle only will be the successful story maker, not storyteller only. I can give you one example, though as a male I must have a lot of advantages. I am also a person in work. There was none in my family, there was none in my close relations. When I joined the legal profession, I started going in the district courts. Fortunately, when my senior gave me a brief to argue, I argued before the district judge. After that matter was over, the district judge called my senior, and in typical local dialect, of course, he spoke, but I am putting in simple English words. He said, don't spoil this boy here in district court, send him to high court. So with 7 or 8 months practice, to my credit, I came and shifted to Chandigarh. I didn't know anyone, but I started working there. At one point of time, say after 1 year or so, there were 5-6 leading lawyers in Chandigarh, senior advocates, who would call me and engage me only for the purpose of drafting their writ petition in their offices. And believe me, my earning from drafting for those seniors was much more than my own independent earning profession. If I used to take 550 rupees as fee in my own case, the seniors used to engage me to pay 1100 to me only for drafting. Of course, with the passage of time and with the increase of my own work, I very politely started increasing them and I couldn't continue. But what I'm pointing out is, sometimes in profession, these things, like suppose you are skilled in drafting, art of drafting makes lot of difference. Nowadays, we are unfortunately depending on cut and pasting. The reading of manual books, study of law before you draft anything, and thereafter when you know that what is weakness in your case or what are the correct points, how you can legally and factually plead your case. You don't conceal a fact, but at the same time the facts are narrated like a fiction in such a manner that the judge when will read, he will get a natural inclination for acceptance of what you are intending to urge before the judge. So the drafting makes a lot of difference. Your articulation, how do you present in court, that makes a lot of difference. Your conduct in court makes a lot of difference. And believe me, sometimes it is only because of your court performance in one particular case, irrespective of the consequences, that you get recognition as a counsel. I am giving you another example. I was just 2-3 years old professional. I was arguing a matter in a court, in High Court I am talking. I genuinely felt that my case is good, but eventually I lost the case. The matter was dismissed. When I came from the courtroom and I was going in the corridor in front of the courtrooms, I am talking about court number 789, this 22789. So I was going in the corridor. One gentleman started calling me. Ultimately, he didn't know my name. He said, "Young man, can you stop? Can you stop?" So I looked back and I saw that there is some advocate is calling me, and he is not a member of this bar because I could see that he is some outsider. I asked him, "Sir, please tell me what can I do for you?" He said, "I want to discuss with you something." When can you play? I said, "I will be free. I have 1 or 2 matters and I will be free in half an hour." So eventually then I found that he is a Judicial Advocate General of Assam, and there are about 27 matters which have been filed in Punjab and Haryana court against their state. And he said, "I want to engage in those matters." He didn't know me. He didn't know my name. He was incidentally sitting in the court where I got an opportunity to argue a matter, and because of that only, then he noted down my address, my name and everything, and he interested me in those 27 matters. I did for the state of Assam at that time. What I am trying to say is that it is the hard work, dedication, commitment, and your determination in the sense that you want to create yourself a space and name in profession. To my mind, the impediments created by the gender issues will not be able to stop you from being a successful lawyer. मैं तो कुछ ट्रांसलेट करके बताऊंगा, पर आपको एक बात बता देता हूँ। एक बड़ा अच्छा खूबसूरत किसी ने कहा है कि कौन बताता है रास्ता नदी को समंदर का, कौन बताता है रास्ता नदी को समंदर का, जिसे मंजिल का जुनून है वो मशवरा नहीं रहते। And let us see the positive part of the professional aspect and participation of the women lawyers. Dr. Yasmin has very rightly pointed out to you that the old mindset is changing with the passage of time. We have crossed over so many hurdles. Now you can see the presence of the district, women lawyers, even in district courts, even in taluka courts. Of course, in High Court and Supreme Court, we have so many brilliant, very senior and very seasoned advocates nowadays. As a judge of the High Court, I remained chairman of the selection committee for judicial officers, and I remember this very Judicial Academy where we used to interview the candidates, those who had qualified in examination. The entire selection committee was of all male judges, headed by me. And my positive reflection is that eventually when we finalized the selection, 46% girls qualified. That was the highest percentage in Punjab and Haryana. In both these states, the average was 46% girls. They are all members of the district judiciary. I can proudly say, with the passage of time, in due course of time, when they will gain their seniority, you will find many of them adoring the bench of the Punjab and Haryana High Court. It is rightly pointed out that the strength of the women judges in High Courts is also increasing. Since there was an issue, I can only point out, all of you must have seen the proceedings of the Supreme Court website as and when we recommend the names for different High Courts or for the Supreme Court. Honorable CJI always give detailed reasons. All our proceedings are self-speaking. You will also find that there is a judicial commitment, there is an institutional commitment by us to provide representation to those who have for years remained unrepresented. Adequate representation is one of the motto, the goal of the Indian judiciary as a matter of policy, as a matter of principle. And this inclusiveness is essentially one of the agenda items which is given due consideration and due weightage at the appropriate stage. But as I said, you have to create everything, including your own well-merited place as a leading lawyer, with your own hard work, with your own commitment, and maybe for that, definitely you will require the support of your family, the support of the system, and eventually the support of all the stakeholders. So, for example, I was wondering, there are the women lawyers in the government services, even in private sectors, they get child care leave. Very good and progressive statutes have also been introduced, but these kind of difficulties are experienced in the legal profession. I was wondering that why not the bar councils or other stakeholders, they create a professional corpus and start providing some professional honorarium to the women who on account of the family responsibilities are unable to continue temporarily actively in the legal profession. This kind of some reforms can be carried out. These issues need to be debated before the concerned authorities at appropriate platforms. And I think solutions can be found out. I am giving an example here. About 10 days back, I was in Malaysia for the inauguration of the Malaysian International Mediation Center. Chief Justice of Malaysia, Justice Tuan Tuk, was with me, and I was there as keynote speaker. Since I was to go there and speak there, so I just tried to find out that what is the status of the Malaysian judiciary. And pleasantly and quite encouraging, I found that out of 11, there are 6 women judges in the Supreme Court, in the Federal Court of Malaysia. Next day, I had a program on arbitration again. Justice Mary King was there. The third day, I had a program in the Federal Court of Malaysia, and Justice Nalini Patwaran was there. I kept on inquiring from 3 very distinguished women judges that what is the reason. And that shows that how, with what kind of professional determination they joined the judicial services or at the High Court level, and how successfully they rose them in the legal profession and achieved a kind of distinction in their own way. In whether commercial law, in civil law, in criminal law, they have been doing remarkably well in their respective professional discipline. And the best part was that eventually I met the president of the Malaysian Bar Council is also a very leading woman lawyer. So we need to create that kind of atmosphere where acceptability of women lawyers is, of course, accepted in a completely non-discriminatory manner at par with the male counterparts, and we are successfully reaching that stage. I think with the passage of time and in due course of time, and very soon, we will see that the women law graduates are absolutely at par with their the male counterparts, whether in terms of the recruitment to district judiciary is concerned, whether it is the legal profession is concerned, or whether it is appointment to the higher and superior judicial services are concerned. My best wishes to all of you. Continue to fight. You are bound to succeed. Thank you very much.
Thank you enough, sir, for sharing your vision with us. I can simply say, आपका प्रोत्साहन और मार्गदर्शन हमेशा हमें जीवन में आगे बढ़ने के लिए प्रोत्साहित करता रहा है और रहेगा. आपका तहे दिल से शुक्रिया. May I now request our worthy secretary, Dr. Kanu Sharma, to extend her heartfelt gratitude to all of you on behalf of Punjab and Haryana Federation of Women Lawyers. A doctorate in law, former Joint Secretary, Punjab and Haryana High Court Bar Association, avid advocate, recipient of prestigious awards.
That what is the aim and objective? We have already discussed the aims and objectives of this federation. But for me, it is a delight to share it with you that rather than only starting this federation, we have already received good results. We have achieved good results after formation of this federation in Punjab and Haryana. To name a few, recently, in a historic move, Supreme Court has named 11 women lawyers as senior advocates. This is nothing but our efforts that brought into spotlight All India Federation of Women Lawyers. Then in Bombay Bar Association, there is amendment in the bylaws whereby 25% reservation is for women in the standing committee of Bombay Bar Association. Now 25% of the seats will be reserved for women. That is, out of 25 seats will be reserved for women in the standing committee. Then in the recent move in our own High Court, there is a 3-member committee which was constituted consisting of 3 women lawyers. That is again due to our results, due to our efforts that we have achieved such results. Thank you so much to all present here, and I would like to start with Honorable Justice Suryakant for sparing valuable moments and coming here and sharing with us his kind words. Then I would like to extend heartfelt gratitude for Honorable Justice Manji Nehru Kaul and Madam Alka Sarinji for gracing us with her kind words. I would also like to thank Madam Justice Dea Chaudhary for sparing her a valuable time. My sincere gratitude for all the members of All India Federation here. Without their guidance and support, I think we cannot make this event a success. It is their support and constant help that generates that energy within us to organize such events. Then last but not the least, my sincere thanks to our counterpart, Madam Tupunji, for organizing this dream conference. Madam, if if time was money, then you have spent millions of it on us. It is because of efforts of Madam Tupunji that we have organized this dream conference here. Then in the end, I would like to thank all the volunteers and all the delegates who have given their time. Without their support, obviously, this was impossible for us. And organizing this conference was not, possible that we could have done it without the delegates, with their participation and willingness to complete their tasks beyond their comfort zones, have made this event a success. Thank you so much.
Especially chief guest of a day, by presenting mementos as a symbol of our collective journey and shared dedication towards excellence. May I please call upon our worthy President, Madam Ritu Punj, and our Honorary Secretary, Dr. Kanu Sharma ji, to present a memento as a token of our heartfelt gratitude and appreciation to Honorable Mr. Justice Suryakant. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. Now, I hereby request all of you to stand united in this moment and let the anthem of our nation fill the air with pride and reverence.
जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तब शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष मांगे गाए तब जय गाथा जन गण मंगल दायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय जय जय